Very good morning, dear children. Last two classes we were discussing about the light, isn't it? You know how the shadows are formed, you already know, and the importance of light you had studied, and about the two eclipses also, and what happens if the opaque objects block the path of light. That all you have already seen. Today we are going to discuss in what manner and how the light travels. Who can tell me how the light travels? Is it in a zigzag manner or is it in a straight line? Yes, light always travels in a straight line. So you just observe this torchlight. Just observe it. See, you can see the light very clearly, isn't it? Very clearly. But when I just point it down, can you see the light? No. If I point it there, can you see the light? I can, but you cannot. So from this you can understand light is always traveling in a straight line. And this property of light, it is known as rectilinear propagation of light. What is that? Rectilinear propagation of light. Light, what is that? Light always travels in a straight line. This property of light, it is called what? Rectilinear propagation of light. Do you remember the term rectilinear? What did you study about that term? Yes, in the last chapter, when we discussed about the different types of motion, there we discussed about rectilinear propagation, rectilinear movement. What is that movement? Yes, the movement of an object in the straight line. So similarly here also, as the light travels in a straight line, this property of light, it is known as rectilinear propagation of light. Very, very important term. You should keep in mind that. So how can we prove that light always travels in straight line? Very easy you can do it. You can take the used sheet of paper. I have taken the used sheet of paper and you can just fold this paper. Please don't take the paper that you are using now. If that paper, if you don't need it, such paper only, please take it. Okay, then yes. Then point out this paper. First roll the paper like this and point this paper, this rolled paper to any object that you wish to see. You can look at any object. You can look at the book and watch any picture, or you can look at any object in the room where you are sitting. That's up to your wish. Just look at it. Okay. Now I am just looking at the window. Then I can see it very clearly because the light is traveling in the straight line. I can see very clearly. Hope you also can see. Those who are doing it now, please observe it carefully. Any object you can observe. Then see whether you can see that object clearly. Just close one eye, then it will be better. Then observe. Then afterwards do a small thing. Just bend this paper. Just bend this paper. Can you see the object then? Just bend and look. I cannot. Can you see if you bend the paper? No. Why? Because we are blocking the path of the light. Light cannot travel in a bent manner. Light can travel in the straight line. This is a small experiment to prove that light travels in a straight line. You can fold used paper and you can look at any object that you wish to see. When you look like this, you can easily see the object. But then what happens? When you just bend the paper, you cannot see that object because light cannot travel in bent manner. It can travel only in straight line. Clear? Yes. So this property of light, it is known as what? Rectilinear propagation of light. The ability of the light to travel in the straight line. And you should say that the light always, and the path of light is known as what? Ray. We should say that ray of light, we can say Surya Rashmika. Likewise only, we can always call it as ray of light only, we express it. And it is represented like this only. Arrow. A straight line and the arrow. This is known as the ray of light. We always say that. The ray of light. Clear? Yes. It is always represented by a straight line and an arrow. And what's the meaning of this arrow? This arrow represent the path of the light. ലൈറ്റ് എങ്ങനെയാണോ ഏത് വഴിക്കാണോ ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത്, എവിടുന്ന് എങ്ങോട്ടേക്കാണെന്ന് ഇൻഡിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനാണ് വി ആർ യൂസിങ് ദിസ് ആരോ. എവിടുന്ന് എങ്ങോട്ട് ലൈറ്റ് പാസ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. To make you understand that, or to make us understand that, we are putting the arrow. We are putting the arrow in the ray of light. Clear? It always represented like this. And a beam of light, we can say this is a beam of light. See, this beam of light is composed of so many rays of light. Do you think is it composed of a single ray of light? No. This beam of light, it is composed of what? Numerous rays of light. Beam of light, this is the beam of light, and it is composed of numerous rays of light. Beam of light is composed of numerous rays of light. And this light, another important thing, just observe it once again. These rays are parallel to each other. They are not scattered at all. These rays of light, they are parallel. You know what is parallel? Likewise, you know, second ray, third ray, all the rays are parallel to each other. Beam means what? The beam of light means what? It is composed of rays of light, and these rays of light, they are parallel to each other. The rays of light are parallel to each other. Clear? So this is about the direction of the light. Light always travels in a straight line, and this property is known as what? Rectilinear propagation of light. And we know that the passage of light, we always say that is a ray of light, and it always represented by a line and an arrow. And a beam of light consists of numerous rays, and they are parallel to each other. Clear? Now we can move on to how we can see, or how we can look at the mirror, or when we look at the mirror, how can we see us in the mirror? When we look at the mirror, how can we see us in the mirror? Every day we are looking at the mirror, isn't it? We want to see, after dressing we used to look at the mirror, and at the time of dressing also we look at the mirror. It's an important part of our life, isn't it? So have you ever thought, how can we see our image in the mirror? When we say glass, you know, last class we discussed that glass is transparent. So we cannot see our image in the transparent glass. Then why you can see our image in the mirror? You know, mirror is composed, it's a smooth mirror. All the mirror, they have the smoothened surface. The mirror is having the smooth surface. Mirror is having the smooth surface. Then what happened? When the light, you know, when the light falls on us, we are the object, the light gets reflected into the mirror. That is usually happening. The light that falls on the object, or light from the objects that get reflected into the mirror, and you know what happened? The mirror gets reflected the light back to us. The light that falls on the object, if I am looking at the mirror, the light that falls on me get reflected into the mirror. The mirror is having a smooth surface. Then what happened? The light get reflected back to my eyes. So I can see very clearly my image in the mirror. The light that falls on, in the darkness we cannot see. We cannot see anything in the mirror. For that also we need the light. So when the light falls on me, I am an object. And what happens? The light gets reflected into the mirror, and the mirror is having a smooth surface, and it gets reflected back to our eyes. And not only that, the reflection is quite parallel. The reflection of light is parallel. That's very, very important. Reflection of light is parallel. That's very important. As it is parallel only, we can see our image in the mirror. If the reflection of the light is not parallel, we cannot see our image in the mirror. So clear? Yes, mirror is having a, you know, there's a glass, and this glass has got a smooth surface. When the light falls on the object, that gets reflected into the mirror. The smooth surface of the mirror reflects that light back to us in a parallel manner. Likewise only, like in the parallel manner. It's because of that we can see our image in the mirror. Clear? Another interesting fact is that if I hold a chalk in my right hand, yes, I'm holding it. When I look at the mirror, I could feel that I am holding the chalk in my left hand. You can just check and observe it. Now I am having the chalk in my right hand. Just if I look at the mirror, when I look at the mirror, I could feel that I am having the chalk in my left hand, and that property, it is known as what? Lateral inversion. Lateral inversion. That property is known as what? Lateral inversion. What is lateral inversion? If you are holding a thing in your right hand or the left hand, when we look at the mirror, just opposite only we can see in the mirror, and that is known as what? That property, it is known as what? Lateral inversion. Clear about the mirror? Yes. Then another thing we can discuss, what happens when light falls on this is a smooth surface, isn't it? Now we have already discussed about the smooth surface, that is a mirror. Then what happens when light falls on the rough surface? For example, if you're traveling in the dark, you used to carry the torch, or sometimes we carry the, nowadays the mobile torch are there. So we used to, show that into the floor while you are walking, and the light gets reflected to all the sides. Hope you have observed that at night if you are walking, then sometimes you may hold the torch with you, or sometimes you may have the mobile torch with you, and whatever you are carrying, if there is no street light, we are using it, and are we just keeping the torch like this or the mobile torch like this? No, yes, we want to see the way only. So what happens when we blow the light, it gets reflected into different area. If you haven't seen it, just try it at least once, then you will understand it. Because that road, normally it is not especially the normal road, it is not the smooth surface, it's rough only. So what happens when light falls on the rough surface? Light gets reflected definitely, but it is not parallel. The reflection of the light, or the light gets reflected in a scattered manner. That's very important. The lights get reflected in a scattered manner, so that we can see the road very clearly. Otherwise, we must have seen our image in the rough surface. Rough surface does not form an image, because when the light falls on the rough surface, it gets reflected, but the reflection will be not in a parallel manner, it will be in a scattered manner. Scattered means what? Likewise only. The reflection of the light will be like this. Parallel will be like this only. But here, as a smooth surface, it will be parallel. But in the case of rough surface, it will be what? Scattered like this. This is very easy. You can check it at night if you want to find out. If you want to do an experiment and can find out yourself. The rough surface does not form an image. Only the smooth surface only can form the image. Clear? Yes. Now look at the board. You can see the difference between these two. Image formed in the mirror and image from the rough surface. Just have a look at it. Just compare it, and arrows show the direction of the light. Already I mentioned that arrows show the path or the direction of the light. Then just compare these two, then you will understand it better. Smooth surface, you could see the parallel lines there, and the rough surface, you cannot see the parallel lines. Instead, you could see scattered lines. Clear? Now we can move on to the next session. You all have seen the camera. Nowadays, don't want to carry the camera with us, because mobile itself has got camera, right? Yes. But years back, it was not like that. And people, they had made the pinhole camera because they wanted to see pinhole camera. As the term indicates, the hole is made with help of a small pin. Small hole only made in such type of camera. That camera we can make ourselves. Very easily we can make the pinhole camera, and the speciality is that when we look through the pinhole camera, normal camera we can see the object as such. If we want to take the photo of any object, we can see that object very clearly. But when we observe through a pinhole camera, you know what happened? The inverted image only can be seen. What is inverted image? The pinhole camera, we can see the inverted. What is inverted image? That is the inverted image. When we observe through the pinhole camera, then we can see the inverted image. So I will show a sample of an pinhole camera, and I will just tell you how to make a pinhole camera. This is very easy. You can take two cardboard boxes like this. Okay, this two cardboard boxes, and cut the both ends. Okay, cut the both ends of the cut the both ends of this cardboard box and cover one end by using the aluminium foil. I have done like this. Have taken two cardboard boxes. Clear? Yes. Then cut both ends. Yes, both ends I have cut, and see one end. I have covered that end by using a which paper? Yes, aluminium foil. Okay. So second sheet I have covered by using what? It's a tracing paper. Which type of paper? Translucent, isn't it? Yes, by using the translucent tracing paper or butter paper, I have just covered the one side of it. Clear? So I have taken two cardboard boxes, cover one cardboard box by using the aluminium foil, and you can just observe I have just made a small hole in it. Just small hole, pinhole as the term indicates. Just make a small hole, pinhole. Hope you have seen the pinhole, small hole. Then here no hole at all. So what should I do? I just keep this inside. Okay. So as no light is coming from this side, let me look to this side. Yes, I have window there. So yes. See, I can adjust it. Yes, light is coming from this window side. So I can see the inverted image. I cannot show you this because no light is not coming from this side. We are in need of the source of light. This hole should be pointed towards the light. That's very important. Where you have made the hole, that should be pointed towards the source of light. So here the light is coming from this side only. So likewise I can hold it. So look through this side. Definitely I can adjust this. I can see the clear image of the object there. You could see the clear image of the object that is kept there. But the image is inverted only. Which type of image is formed there? Not the straight image, inverted. It appears to be like that. Such type of image only can be formed while you make the pinhole camera. Hope it is clear. Very, very beautifully I have seen it, because I am getting the very powerful light from this side, so I can see this very clearly. Likewise you can observe. Keep in mind, while making the pinhole camera, the hole should be made here and it should be pointed towards the source of light, and the second one, this should be kept inside it. Don't be confusion. Then you can see the image here only. That is it. You can see the image of the inverted image of the object in this tracing paper. And likewise you are supposed to keep, then you can adjust it very beautifully. You can likewise, only I am holding this. Okay, yes, and I can adjust it. So I could see the image formed in this tracing paper. Now I hope you can't see because no light is coming from this side. Okay, so just to make you understand only. Yes, likewise hole is there. Yes, I keep this inside this, and the image will be formed in this sheet. Clear? So this is the pinhole camera. And just try to make the pinhole camera by yourself. Okay children, if any doubt is there, you are free to contact me while preparing it. Just let me see how many of you could manage to make a pinhole camera. Hope it is clear. I have explained to you how I have made it. So simple. Two things are needed. Extra cardboard box we need, along with that tracing paper and the aluminium foil. If you can make this pinhole camera with other things, you are free to do it. Clear children? Okay. So the image formed in the pinhole camera, it is the inverted image. It's very important. Inverted image, it can be seen here, and and a small hole is there, but still we will get the image. Now that through that small hole, you know that through that small hole, you know, the light get reflected from the object. You know, when I am looking through it, even though the small hole is there, the light from the object get different part of the object reflect light through the small hole only. Even though small hole is there, the light from the different part of the object, it passes through a straight parallel. That's very important. It passes through the small hole parallelly. എല്ലാ ഭാഗത്തുനിന്നും വരുന്ന ലൈറ്റ്, ഈവൻ ദ ഹോൾ ഈസ് വെരി സ്മോൾ, ആ ഓബ്ജക്റ്റിന്റെ ഏത് ഒബ്ജക്റ്റ് ആണോ നമ്മൾ പോയിന്റ് ഔട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്, ആ ഓബ്ജക്റ്റിന് എല്ലാ ഭാഗത്തുനിന്നും വരുന്ന ലൈറ്റും നമ്മുടെ ഈ ഹോളിലോട്ട് കറക്റ്റ് ഇങ്ങനെ വരിക ചെയ്യുന്ന ലൈറ്റ്. ജസ്റ്റ് ഇങ്ങനെ വന്ന ലൈറ്റ് ഇങ്ങനെ ഒറ്റയടിക്ക് ഇങ്ങനെ പോയിന്റ് ഔട്ട് ചെയ്യുക ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ദാറ്റ്സ് ഇറ്റ്. ഇങ്ങനെ എല്ലാ ഭാഗത്തുനിന്നും വരുന്ന ലൈറ്റ് ഇത് ഇങ്ങനെ പോയിന്റ് ചെയ്ത then what happen? Yes, directly it reaches, or if the image is formed in the tracing paper kept inside. That is it. So, but the image is always in which manner? Inverted image. Clear? Yes. So, try to make the board pinhole camera by yourself. Now, look at the board and you can see the image formed in the pinhole camera. Just see how the image is formed and just see the inverted image there. Just observe it carefully. The same picture is there in your textbook also. But just observe how the inverted image, because I cannot show you through this because light is not coming from this side. So just understand it. So try to make the pinhole camera, and after making it, take the photo and send to me. Clear, children? Okay. Yes, now the last session of this chapter is the difference between, we have discussed about the image and another thing is the shadow. Last class we discussed about shadow, and this class we discussed about the image. Clear? Image and the shadow. Actually, image means what? Image has got the color of the object. We know when we look at the mirror, the color of dress, whatever we are having, it doesn't change at all. Same color can be seen there in the image. Am I right? Do you agree with me? Yes, the same color of the object doesn't change when an image is formed. Then when we take the photo, it's also an image. You know what happened? Same, our color or our dress color, nothing is changing. Then what about the shadow? Dark. Dark or black, or otherwise we can say grey color. Dark or black or different shades of grey color, when shadow cannot show us the color of the object. Second one, exact copy of the object. Exact copy of the object, and here what? Just outline. Outline of the object. Just outline only. You had already seen the last class how the image is formed. Just outline of the object only you can see. We cannot see the color, we cannot see the correct size, etc. Cannot be seen in the shadow. Cannot be clear in the shadow, but the image is very clear. Exact copy of the object can be seen in the image. In the case of shadow, it is not like that. Just outline only. And last point, light from the object reflected back from the smooth surface. Back from the smooth surface. See, light from the object, when I look at the mirror, the light from me, because light falls on me, that gets reflected into the smooth surface, and smooth surface reflect that light back in a parallel manner. But here in the case of here, when opaque objects block the path of light, block the path of light, an opaque object block the path of light, what is formed? Shadow is formed. So these are the main three differences between image and the shadow. Image shows the color of the object. Very important question for the examination. Differences between image and the shadow. Image is the color of the object. Shadow always black or dark or grey in color. Second difference, image exact copy of the object. Shadow just give the outline how it looks like. Just an outline of the object only can be understood from the shadow. Last one, in the case of image, light from the objects get reflected from the smooth surface in a parallel manner. But in the case of shadow, opaque objects block the path of the light. Then only what is formed? Shadow is formed. So I hope everything is clear, children. Now we can discuss small fill in the blanks. One or two questions we haven't discussed in the last class. These things we can discuss now. Okay. Take the textbook. Okay. Take the which page number? Yes. Page number 156. Yes. Question number 4. Fill in the blanks. Question number 4. Okay. Hope you all have taken the textbook. Fill in the blanks. Page number 4. A group of rays that travel together and parallel form a beam of light. B-E-A-M. Beam of light. A beam of light consists of so many parallel rays. A plane mirror reflects light in a regular manner. Plane mirror, straight, is a parallel or a regular manner. Clear? Yes. Next, answer the following question in one sentence. Question number 3. What is a beam of light made up of? A beam of light is made up of several parallel rays. You had already seen the beam of light is made up of so many parallel rays are combined together to form what? To form the beam of light. Next question. Why does a rough surface not form an image? Who can tell me the answer? Yes, rough surface. When light falls on the rough surface, light gets reflected. But is it in a parallel manner? No, it may not remain. It gets scattered. Spread that is scattering. The light that falls or reflects from the rough surface, it does not be in a parallel manner. It gets scattered in different directions. So we could understand that rough surface does not form an image. Then next question, explain rectilinear propagation of light with an experiment. That experiment already discussed. What is rectilinear propagation of light? Yes, tell me. The ability of the light to travel in a straight line, that property of the light is known as rectilinear propagation of light. The ability of the light to travel in a straight line, that property is known as rectilinear propagation of light. Example we had already discussed. Take a U sheet of paper from the notebook, roll the paper and look at any object. First we can see the object very clearly, then bend the paper. Can you see the object? No. Why? Because the light is not traveling in a straight line. When you bend the tube, the light which is traveling in a straight line cannot, even the light is traveling, but we cannot see the object. It's because when we bend the tube, the light cannot travel in that bent manner. So by using this experiment, we can prove that light travels in a straight line. Then here are the thinking skills. A transparent object does not form a clear shadow. You know what is transparent object? The objects that does not allow light to pass through it. Okay. So why doesn't or why don't they cast the shadows? Transparent objects allow light to pass through it. Then there is no scope for forming the shadow. If light doesn't pass only, what is formed? Shadow is formed. Okay. Next question. A rough surface does not form an image. What happened? The light gets reflected in the scattered manner. If image want to be seen, the light gets reflected in the parallel or the straight line manner. As the light is not reflecting in the straight line manner, We cannot, the rough surface does not form an image. The water in a clean pond forms a clear image of a bird standing in it. What happened? The water in a clean pond forms a clear image of the bird. Very clearly, because you know that the pond water, it can reflect the light back in which manner? In the parallel manner. Last one, solar eclipse occurs only on a new moon day. What happened? What is solar eclipse? Who will come in the middle? Yes, moon comes in the middle, isn't it? Yes. What happened? In some time, in some moment of the day, what happened? The sun, moon and earth comes in a straight line, and the moon blocks the rays of sun from falling on the earth. And it can be total eclipse, or it can be partial eclipse, or it can be annular eclipse, that we discussed in the last class about it. So clear, children? So the notes I will upload as early as possible, but I will not upload the fill in the blanks answers because we had already discussed that. So complete it, study properly, stay safe, my dear children. As we all know that the situation is becoming worse and worse, isn't it? Yes, everywhere know the COVID-19 is spreading like anything. We know that we are supposed to be in our own houses, but we come to know that many people are just using that mindset to be in their own houses, and they are just roaming here and there, and they may think that I don't get it. Sometimes if a healthy person, they may not get it, but at the same time, what happened. If a healthy, I had already reminded you this earlier, but still I want to remind you it once again. Of course, if a healthy person, if he or she gets it, no symptoms can be shown. That is the speciality of it. Some people, it was reported that numerous people, they had got the corona with this COVID-19 without showing any symptoms, but they can be carriers. That means what? They can give that virus. That virus can pass to the another person. If that person is not healthy enough, what happens? That person will be affected. So that is the reason why we are supposed to be in our own houses. In extreme conditions only, we are supposed to move out. Now you know that I know that many of you are feeling really bored sitting at home, and you may have a tendency to go out and play with your friends. So my dear children, kindly avoid it, because you can't say from which house or from where these children are coming. Maybe their relatives may have it, or their friends may have it. They had contacted with them. So when you contact with them while you are playing cricket or football, you are in contact with the ball, bat, etc. So you have the chance for getting this disease much faster. Not only that, if you have grandparents at home, definitely you are giving them this as the gift. So please be at home, and nowadays it is reported that from animals also this can be spread. Now the researches are going on in this manner. So please, after when you eat the meat again, or just cook it properly before eating it. We can't say from where. Many cases are there like this. They don't know from where it has they had got that disease. So likewise, so many confusions are there. So as my dear children, we don't know after corona, post corona symptoms. We can recover very easily from this corona, many of us, but still afterwards we don't know what will happen to our body. So that also we want to think. Don't think that I'm healthy enough, if I get it, definitely I will be safe. Don't feel like that. Some people are showing severe post-corona symptoms. Post means what? Corona vannadinu sheshamulla problems. It can affect different body parts that we can't able to predict it now. We're just small kids only, you want to do or contribute so many things to the society. So please be healthy all the time. So my dear children, be safe at home. Clear? Yes. Until we meet in the next class, it's bye from me. Take care.